This is Carl at National RV Detroit, and I'm going to walk you through this 2021 Sunset Trail Model 331BH. It's in bunkhouse. Okay, so you can see you have power stabilizer jacks. One switch controls both rear, and then the switch up front controls both front. Okay, you don't lift the trailer with them, obviously. You're just going to stabilize the trailer. Right next to it is this Quick Connect LP fitting. So this, when you connect to that, it draws from your LP tanks, of course. So in here, there's going to be some kind of a gas appliance, probably a grill or a cooktop. Excuse my camera work here. Yeah. So I can get my hand in here to get it. Let's just kind of bear with me, please. Well, I can't reach it. Great. Anyway, I'll have to get something to fish that out. Hopefully you can see in there. Well, you can see it right there. That's the male fitting on the end of the hose. That hose comes down and plugs into this Quick Connect right here, and that connects you to the LP. When we finish setting this up, I'll move the hose to the position so you can get a hold of it. Unless you got real skinny arms, you can't really get in there like that. So, okay. So you have to do that to get LP. Now you can hook a grill to that, whatever you want. It just has to be a low pressure appliance that's designed for a travel trailer. Okay. By low pressure, I'm talking about like between 11 and 12 inches in the water column. Never use a high pressure grill that hooks right up to a tank, because this goes through the LP on this one goes through a regulator and reduces it. Okay. You got a dorm refrigerator here. That is basically, there's no switch for that. As soon as you plug in the trailer, it works on 110 AC. As soon as you plug in the trailer, it'll turn on. So you've got a power awning with LED strip. The slide out, you can see the cables on the slide. This is called an AccuSlide. That's the brand, just so you know. Okay, so I got a tie off for your dog there, and then of course, if you want to adjust the length of the legs on this on the stairs, you can pull this pin out. There's one on the other leg too, and adjust the legs accordingly. You have power and signal out to put a TV outside. Outside speakers, your front stabilizer switch, and of course this is your hitch. It's a Husky centerline weight distribution hitch with built-in sway control. We'll show you how that operates when you pick up the trailer. Also, this crank right here, if you can see it, this is for your power tongue jack. Right? Let me show you. So the small crank, if this power tongue jack was to fail, you can pull this plug on the top and put that small crank on there and crank it manually. Now the other crank that was in there, I got it in my hand right now. Let me look here. This is the stabilizer. You can see right there, there's a shaft with a pin through it. Well, this crank here fits that. So you can crank your front and rear stabilizers manually if you have to get yourself out of trouble. That's using this crank here. Again, I don't know if you can see it that well. I really can't see the monitor in this bright light here. Okay, so those are your two cranks. This is obviously a sprayer here. That's your dump hose right there. So, and you have light in here. Okay. All right. So, like I stated earlier, it's a power tongue jack. This is two LP tanks with a built-in or a self. Let me say that again. It has two LP tanks, and the regulator operates automatically. These are 20-pound tanks, and your regulator will switch from tank to tank automatically. So keep them both filled or both open, and you'll be able to hear which one is pulling from. So you just once it moves to the second tank, you can fill the first one up, and it'll go back and forth. Okay. This is a kill switch for your battery. The only time you want to shut that off is when you put it in storage. When you're traveling or anything other than storage, you're going to leave it on. Your tow vehicle will charge the battery when you're pulling the trailer. The alternator on the tow vehicle will charge it. That's why you need it on when you're towing it. Also, when you're plugged in at the campsite, your power converter will charge the battery. So you always want it on unless it's in storage. They still have this panel off here, I guess, to show you. This is the winterizing hose here. You can see they were just de-winterizing it. So just so you know, there's a valve right here. This valve selects between the fresh water tank and between this hose right here. So when you're winterizing, you'll stick this hose into a gallon of antifreeze. Make sure the valve's in the correct position. Turn on the pump and you'll pump the antifreeze through the system. This trailer will take 2 gallons of antifreeze to winterize it. Okay, but this panel is normally up. That'll be up when you pick it up. Okay. Now there's 2 ways to get fresh water or water to the trailer. The city water hookup right here, which is the most common way. You just put on the hose, hook up the hose, turn it on, and you're ready to go. Now if you go to a campground that doesn't have plumbing on the campsites, like an older state park, for example, you can, when you first get in the gate, there's a fill station. So you would fill the fresh water tank right here, and then use the onboard pump to pump the water. Also, this white, I don't know if you can see it from here, let me see. You can just sort of see it here. That white gate valve right there, that's for the fresh water tank. Okay. Now this trailer must have 2 bathrooms in it, or 2 toilets in it, so you have 2 black tank flushes. Basically, after you dump the black tank, you'll leave the valve open, the gate valve for the black tank open. Then you'll put your hose on here at the dump station, turn it on, and it'll spray out the inside of your tank and clean it out. You've got 2 of them here. So, right here, you have a black tank valve and the gray tank valve in the dump where the hose hooks up. So, basically, you'll dump the black first because it's toilet water and waste. Then you'll dump the gray, which is sink and shower water. So the gray water is a little bit cleaner than the black water, so it'll just help to wash it out. Then you'd leave that valve open, put the black tank flush, or the hose on the black tank flush, turn it on and spray out your black tank. Okay. I think I said that right. Okay, so here's the second one. So you've got another gray tank and another black tank here in the back. The same thing applies. Dump the black first. Always have the valve open when you flush the black tank, so on and so forth. Okay, and these are both AccuSlides also. All right, so that's your power cord. It's a 30-foot power cord. This is just where the sprayer hooks up to, the sprayer I showed you. Behind here are, I know it's not open right now, but these are the hookups for campground cable and satellite, that sort of thing. You have this housing here, tells us this is pre-wired for a backup camera. So if you choose to, you can purchase a backup camera and you'll be able to see behind you when you're backing up or when you're going down the road. We do sell them here if you're interested. Okay, and last but not least, you have a ladder, which makes it easy to inspect your roof. Manufacturers state that roofs should be inspected every 90 days. So you want to go up there yourself or have somebody else go up there. You're going to look at all the sealant, make sure there's no cracking or separation starting. You look at the vent covers, make sure they're not damaged by low branches. Look at the roofing material, that sort of thing. You just give it a good inspection. Almost always when you go up there, there's going to be nothing to do. You're just inspecting it. Sometime when you go up there, you're going to see that there's an issue. It has to be taken care of. So when you do find something down the road, you're going to have to get it taken care of immediately. But definitely inspect it, you know, like say in the spring, in the middle of the summer, then in the fall, and you'll be in good shape if you do that. People do not inspect their trailer enough, the seals on it. Okay. So this device here, when we're going in the door, is the power converter. This converts AC to DC power. So you have regular household circuit breakers, type circuit breakers here, and they're labeled. It's just like you'd see at home. That's 110 AC. Then you convert, the power's converted to 12 volt DC over here. You got 12 volt fuses, and they're all labeled. If these ever blow, they'll actually light up, and you can see them through this tinted plastic here. Also, when you're plugged in at the campsite or wherever you're plugged in at, this will tend your battery. It'll keep it charged up, so your battery's always charged and ready to go. So it's a power converter plus a battery charger. Okay. All right. Okay, so this is your control panel here. Let me turn some lights on. Okay. So to start off with, you have your slide rooms. 3 slide rooms, right? In and out. Just make sure there's nothing in the way when you're extending them or retracting them. This is for your power awning. You can see it goes out just like that. And it has an LED strip. Never leave the awning out unattended. If you're not going to be at the campground, make sure you roll it in. Alright, so your water heater. First of all, the water pump is right there. You would use that if you're pumping water out of your fresh water tank or winterizing the trailer. Then you have, you can light your water heater on gas right there. You can light it on electric right there. Always make sure there's water in the tank before you run it. And this one also has tank heaters, so you can extend the season. You can stay out later in the fall and early winter, and go out earlier in the spring and late winter. So you would turn those on, and it'll just keep your tanks warm. There's like heating pads on each tank, plus the elbows and the valves that have a wrap around them. So it just, like I said, it just takes more to freeze your tanks up, so it's a good thing. Battery is charged. Fresh water tank is 2/3 full. Black is empty. Black 1, black 2, gray 1, gray 2. So as these graduate up in 1/3 increments, they'll light up, of course. Once you get past 2/3, you got to start thinking about dumping your gray and your black tank, or tanks in this case. You got 2 of each. Now this here, you cannot run the air conditioner and the fireplace at the same time. It draws too many amps. So you have to select. If you want your fireplace, you're going to put it in that position. AC in that position, of course. Your thermostat is very simple. It works like most other ones do. This is a mode bar here, so you hit it once to light it up, and then you scroll through all the options: fan, cooling, which is air conditioner, and then of course heat, and then off. Try to always run the air conditioner and fan on auto. When they talk about the fan, they're just talking about, it's the air conditioner running without the compressor going, so it just circulates air. Just try to keep it on auto when you do that. Alright, one other thing on this wall. This is your carbon monoxide LP gas detector right here. It should always be green like it is. It'll alert you if it gets carbon monoxide buildup or senses carbon monoxide buildup or LP gas leak. Also, if it beeps very slowly, it's telling you your battery's low. So I'll send it through the self-test here. That's the LP test, carbon monoxide coming up, and the low battery alert. Okay, and then back to green. It should always be green. If not, get it serviced, please. Okay. So, okay, this table can drop down and turn into a bed. Obviously, use the back cushions to fill in the space. This here is, let me see what we got here. Yeah, this is a fold-out. I'm going to have them clean that a little better. This is a fold-out hide-a-bed, so you would remove those cushions that I just pulled loose. You grab it down here, fold it out, and drop the legs, and you got a 3-panel hide-a-bed, which is not bad as hide-a-beds go. Okay. Your microwave works like any other microwave. This is your range hood vent here. Got fan and light, of course. This is your range, and the range, basically, I hope he has gas on right now. We'll have to see, but basically, you're going to light it by sparking it, turning this clockwise to spark it. All right, so you go to high, spark it. There you go, it lit right up. So you have a knob for each burner, of course. Then you have the oven knob over here. The oven's a little different. It's got a pilot light all the way to the back at the bottom back there. So I don't know if you can see that or not. But what you do is you come up here to the knob, you go to the picture of the flame, which means pilot light. You depress it and hold it in through the whole process. Then you're going to spark it by turning this clockwise until the pilot light down here lights. After it lights, you still hold this in for another 10 seconds or so, then you'll go to your operating temperature. When you shut it off, the flame goes out, but so does the pilot light. So you have to remember you have to relight the pilot light each time you use the oven. And always travel with this closed in the down position. Okay? Alright. This is a remote for your sound here. Okay, here we go. 3 remotes. This one here is your fireplace remote right here. So the fireplace is a space heater. Turn it on right there. You can select the temperature, so it's off, low, and high. That's the fan speed, okay? Then you have a timer on it, so you can set it to turn on and off when you want to. You can adjust the look of the flame. You can see it's changing colors there, like that. And you can also change the color of the glass or rocks, whatever. That looks pretty cool right there, actually. That's pretty good. So yeah, you can do that. Change the mood of the fire. You also have a remote for your sound system here. Now this is an AM/FM radio. You can stream off this USB port right here. Put all your albums on one stick and take them with you. You can stream wirelessly with Bluetooth from your phone or your tablet. It has 2 speaker zones, A and B. A is inside, B is outside. And this is an HDMI in. So if you've got like a portable Blu-ray player or one of those games kids play on a rainy day, you can plug straight into the system that way. Okay, and the TV is the same as any other TV. This is for your antenna. Keep that in mind. You got to turn it on when you're getting the signals over the air. This is part of your booster right there. And I'm looking here, and you got a swing out bracket that's got a magnet on it, so it locks into place, which is good. You always want to have the ones that lock into place so it doesn't fly open during travel. Sorry about my camera work again. I always have to apologize several times. Now this, in case you haven't noticed, this is not a sales video. This is not something that presents the camera. It's not real slick or anything like that. It's just to show people who don't know trailers how to work it. Okay, so this video will go to somebody who buys this trailer, and it just gives them an idea in case they don't know how everything works. So you don't have to send me insulting messages telling me it's it's low quality production. The information is the quality. It's high quality information. I guess that's what I should say. Okay, so this refrigerator is a 12-volt compressor refrigerator. It's very simple, on and off, of course. You set your temperature here, and it has power saving mode too for nighttime or whenever. So that's all pretty self-explanatory. For everything I've told you now, there's in your packet here. There's going to be literature on it. So everything has its literature. Plus, you can always copy down the model number and the brand. And you can find manufacturers' videos too, which can give you a lot of good information if you want to, pursue more information. That is. Okay, so here we are in the bunk room. Now this bunk room is let's see, we got four beds in it, of course. This actually pulls out. You have this one folds down, but it's in the up position right now. And then this couch will jackknife flat into another bed, so you can put a lot of people back here. I'm looking for the TV hookups here. I should already know where they're at, but oh, it's over here. So you can get a swing out bracket here. That's a backing plate. If you get a swing out bracket, spend the extra money and get one that locks into place when it's closed. Otherwise, you're going to have to put a strap on it, which is kind of a pain. It's unsightly. But if it doesn't lock into place, you have to put a strap on it, obviously. Okay, and that's where your hookups are. Oops, oh geez, I just killed that's a GFCI. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is the back bathroom. I'll show you from here what's happening with it. The sink works like any other sink, of course. The toilet, now the thing to know about RV toilets, if you don't already know that, that's just residual water pressure. So this toilet's never been used. It's a brand new trailer. Directly down there is the black tank. Each toilet has a black tank directly below it. When we got water hooked up and I step on this pedal, This is the flush pedal here. When I step on the pedal, water will go swirling right into the black tank. So the bottom line is this: you can't use the black tank dry. You have to have chemical and water in it when you start using it. So when you pull into the campground, you'll hook up your power and your water, stabilize your trailer. Then you'll come in here with your toilet chemical, and you'll step on the pedal. Water will come swirling out. You're going to put about a gallon or so in there. Some people use more. It's up to you, personal preference, but you got to have some water in there and your chemical. So if you're going to stay at the campground for another week and you have to dump this black tank, for example, as soon as you dump it, you'll come back in here and repeat that procedure. A gallon or so of water and some chemical. You can't use it dry. Obviously the smell will be substantial and also can get clogged up. Alright, so let's go this way. The same thing goes for this toilet here. Okay, this back here, I mean, this, whoever he must still be working on this, but this is good to show you anyway. Let me get some light in here. The water heater, if you don't know, has to be bypassed. This is the back of the water heater right here. Normally this panel goes there. Right? So right now, if you can see these valves here, they're in a normal camping position, meaning water will go, cold water flows into the tank, heats up, and then comes out this side. Now when you can't get antifreeze into the water heater because it'll leave a really foul taste and a bad smell. So in order to winterize it, you have to bypass the water heater. You use this loop here, if you can see it. It's called a, I don't know if I can get a good picture. This is called a bypass line. So you would change the position of the valves. Whenever they're parallel with a line, that line is open. So right now, if you turn on the water, it would not go into the tank. The blue water, the cold side, just loops around and goes back into the hot side. So therefore, when you're pumping antifreeze into the system, it will not go into the water heater. It's called bypass mode. So before you winterize, you bypass it. Right now I'm going to put it back into camping mode because it's ready to go. Right, like that. So anyway, this panel will be on when you pick it up. But that was a sort of a lesson in winterizing. You may know all this. I know that some people know as much as I do, maybe even more. So I have to assume that you don't, just so I don't leave anything out. There's a backer plate for a TV mount right there. That's your hookups with your signal and power. Of course, the emergency window, you just push the lever all the way through and then grab a hold of the red tab and pull the screen out. You can exit that way. And of course the bed comes up, and you can got some storage underneath there too. So, okay, I think I've got everything now. Let me just look around here and make sure I've got everything, which I believe I do. Okay. So, first I want to thank you for purchasing your trailer here from National RV Detroit. And second of all, I want to remind you what I told you earlier about inspecting the seals on your trailer. Any place you see caulk from the factory, on the sides and on the roof, especially the roof, pay close attention to it. Corner areas are always seem to be, you know, when we have some separation, it's usually at a corner area. That's not for this trailer, it's for every trailer ever built. So it's very important that you get up there every 90 days on the roof. Be careful. If you can't go up yourself, send somebody else up there. And make sure you inspect the roof. It's very important. And when you see something somewhere down the road, you have to get it taken care of immediately. You do that and this trailer will be bone dry 20 years from now. You just have to keep after it, okay? Thank you very much.